Hi, and welcome back to another demonstration scenario from HP about the ArcSight Logger version 6 product set. Now, I've got another demonstration to run through. It's relatively short, but I want to use this as an opportunity to have a demonstration and a talk around what we call categorization and normalization. So it's worth bearing in mind that we have always used the mechanism of using this, what we call categorization and normalization, to look at the log data and to enrich it by adding some additional meaning and some additional data to that, putting it into consistent fields, making things like the date and time be consistent as well, to ensure that there is an easier way of addressing and searching and looking for the data that we want to use. We've always maintained that, and what often is missed is there are some genuine advantages in looking at it in this particular way. And actually, I just want to give a very quick couple of scenarios around why we use this and how you can leverage this to really get some advantages rather than having to dig down into, for example, having to write things like regex or very, very complex searches to identify multi-device or different log sources in a single report. So what I've just done is I've jumped through to the search capability, and I could just type a simple search here. What we actually do have is we have some pre-saved searches on this one. So I'm going to go to click on that so I can actually load some previous searches. And actually what we do have is we have some existing ones here. It's got what we call demo failed login. So I'm actually going to click that, load it, and click go. And hey presto, we have a whole bunch of events. I've got some demo events running into my logger system here, and we can see lots of information here. There's lots of data here. There's lots of information with regards to failed logons and so on. Now, okay, I can just see a very simple list there, and most of it seems to be coming from Unix. But what I can do is I can just click on the product there, and actually it will give me a breakdown. A lot of it's come from Unix. There are some other things from Boxnet. There's even some from mainframes and Microsoft Windows in as well. How have we actually done that search? Well, if you actually just go up to look at the search that I've done, we're looking at category information, field information to see that data. So we can see that there's an authentication verify, what we call an authentication attempt. That's in what we call a behavior. And at the outcome in this case that we're looking for is a failure. Now obviously that's a login failure. Of course, if there was a success, it would actually say outcome is success and so on. We can see all that data across here with regards to all our categories. So we can see it's come from an operating system, that it's an application. We can see what the significance and priority of this as well. So all that data is there, and it's consistent, and more importantly, it's consistent against the log sources. It's consistent against the vendors as well. So suddenly it starts to become quite an efficient and easy way of doing things to display this data. I don't have to understand the slight different nuances between different versions of a product or different types and log sources as well. But of course, if I wanted to, I can actually get quite clever, and I can start to display some of this data in a different way. Device product. So let's even just break it down and make it visual based on different log sources that have generated that failed logon. And actually, we can very quickly see there's a whole different number of devices here have generated those failed logon attempts. And I've just got a very simple search, in this case chart view around that. So you can see that it really simplifies the whole process, simplifies my understanding. I don't have to understand that, for example, it's a different event log messages between Windows 2003 server to Windows 2008 server to Windows 2012 server and so on. I actually just deal with some very simple and straightforward information here. Of course, what this really does is it significantly aids on the way that we want to do reports and how we want to display some of those reports as well. So I'm actually going to go in and very quickly look at some of these reports and just give a very quick example of how we do some of this field-based, normalized and categorized data from a report capability. So we look at the reports. In this case, I want to go to the Report Explorer. So we just click on that. And now I want to go to my demo reports that are actually defined here. Again, it's a demonstration system, so we've got a number of broken things that we can just demonstrate and show how we've done that. So top failed logins by user. So I can just click on that one. I can now just do the quick run. I could actually just do the icon there, but I'm just going to do a quick run there with default options. Hey presto, we can just do a quick run here. So let's just run that to get that data and see what's going on. And we just give it a second here to actually complete that. And hey presto, we've got a number. There's multiple pages here, and we can see everything broken down. There's nice little charts and so on. So it's actually very simple and straightforward, and we can break it down. More importantly, because we're leveraging the information that's based on the categorization, so that authentication verify that the outcome is a failure. I don't have to have a very complex and difficult way of doing things because it's leveraging all that data. I can then very quickly see that this is across different devices and different systems. In fact, I can see from a high level, without actually digging into the data here at all, I can see obviously some of this data has come from Windows systems. I can see some of this data has most likely come from Unix systems. It's giving me the kind of data that I want to see in a very simplistic way. And in this case, it's auto-generated reports. We can get it to mail out with that kind of information from a compliance or regulatory point of view. So a very quick and simple overview with regards to the categorization and the information that we're using in there, why it's useful from a security point of view to allow us to make some very quick decisions around what we're looking for, but more importantly, how that aids you longer term in making sure that you have a very consistent way of addressing and looking at that data regardless of how things change and what versions are and so on and so forth. So with that, I will actually end this very quick demonstration and thank you for your time.